Welcome back to the Raven Good Show. Thank you. I'm here with Miss Angel, and we are giving you guys some one-on-one Black women in corporate. All right, so we want to let you guys know some of the things we've just kind of been experiencing. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to us. So we'll just kind of touch base on some of our experiences dealing in the Black women in corporate, and just, where it has gotten us to this far today, whether we have degrees or whether we don't, like whatever the situation is, we kind of just want to share what we are experiencing, and then we'll go into why it relates so much to relationships today. So we'll start off with a cheers. To the Raven Good Show featuring Miss Angel. Angel, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, of course, my name is Angel. I am originally from Charleston, South Carolina. I recently moved to Charlotte about a year ago. I am also an HBCU graduate twice. Shout out North Carolina Central University.
Shout out to you.
The best HBCU.
Okay.
Yes, and I am glad to be here with Miss Raven on her show to explain to y'all, like she said, our journey in corporate America and just being a Black woman in this world. And I'm very excited for this conversation.
Thank you so much. I will start off by just kind of catching up with a little. I know you got a friend coming over. We're gonna play some games tonight and everything. So we're not gonna make this show too long, but we kind of just gonna touch base on some of the main topics. What's been going on lately though, like in life? Like what's been happening?
Life has been happening.
Right, life has been happening.
Just figuring out this world and finding out who I am as an individual and trying to grow into being that individual. I believe that's where I'm at right now. The definition of 20-something is literally what I'm in right now. My 20-something, learning something new every day, knowing that the world doesn't just stop for you. You just have to figure it out. And there's nothing wrong with that. And it's going to be times where you will feel like you're failing, but it's never failure. It's always a lesson.
Absolutely.
So that is the number one thing that I took with me, and I'm still taking with me in this journey, in this world.
I like that. I can relate to me being in my early 30s and connecting with so many people that's in their 20s. They always be, they talk like it's always an ending thing, but you're always learning. You're always learning something all the time. Like the new experiences that come with life shows you how to control them as you take them on. Like, the old Raven, the early 20s, for my teens, I would just be kind of just, things go bad. I'm just kind of like, I'm hot-headed. I'm like, how do I want to handle this? I'm going all over the place. I'm doing this and that. But when you get older, you really realize, like, there are situations where when you learn the experience, you know how to take it on a little bit better the next time, whether the person is in the wrong or you're in the wrong or whatever the situation is, you just kind of know how to overcome it. And I think that's the most important thing about growth. So hear me out. If you feel like the world is attacking you right now, I promise you, it's literally just growth. It's literally just growth. That's really all it is. And it gets harder because the challenges get harder, but like the things that you're learning along the way to get to the point that you are now is preparing you for that very challenge. So you're like, okay, I can face this on piece of cake. But I would sit in my car sometimes and I would be boohoo crying about things I know I can't control, but I know that it's more so like this too shall pass. It'll be okay. Like as a Black woman, I find myself really being hard on myself because I want to do things the right way. I don't want to give people reasons to say, well, we gave her this opportunity and she didn't do, but I give my best foot forward. But I noticed so many things with Black women giving our best foot forward, we really don't get the same in return.
But that is where you come in and you be who you are and you stay true to yourself. that's the best advice I can give to someone. Just stay true to yourself in every moment that happens, even when you feel doubted, you feel like you're being gaslighted, you feel like you're exhausted, you're defeated. You're not defeated. You're just in a place where you have to just remember who you are and just take that and grow from it, because that's the only thing you really can do. You either grow from it or you let it destroy you, and we will never let that happen.
We don't.
We will never let that happen.
Yeah, we're literally magic. I feel.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when I'm being attacked or whether it's a job or relationship or just anything, a friendship, something ending, I feel like it can be it weighs on us very heavy, because we Black women, we wear a lot of our emotions
on our shoulder.
Yeah, we do. I think it's a natural thing. It's nothing wrong with it. I used to think all the time, like, you're overthinking. You're really gonna beat yourself into a ground overthinking. But now I realize, like, it's a part of us. It's who we are. Like, I'm showing you my emotions so that you can either redirect, you know, the energy you're giving me, so that I can, or you can tell me, you know, how you feel so that I can redirect the energy I'm giving you. All in all, I say is that I feel like us Black women, we are very expressive, and people think that that's dramatic. I don't know what that means. Like, they always think like, oh, she's just being dramatic, she's just overthinking. They always pushing our emotions off to the side. I really don't like that, because it's so hard to cope with things. And I know as a Black community in general, it's hard to cope with things. All cultures are hard, but I mean, we deal with a lot because we already know, I'm not going to say we're the bottom, but we already know we have to work a little bit harder.
Got to climb that ladder.
Yeah.
You have to climb that ladder.
Yeah, and you have to show a lot of your work, you know, and it's like I'm always in situations where I feel like I'm being watched. I know I'm being watched. They give me this opportunity and watch me like a hawk, but give someone else the opportunity, and it's just like, okay, I trust them right off the bat to do it. It gives you this, it's just this overbearing feeling of like, am I ever going to be good enough?
Never show your emotions. Don't never let anyone tell you that you can't be who you are, even if you are an emotional person. But when it comes to situations where you feel like you want to just go off or just like show your full emotions, never do that. Stay who you are, gather your emotions, and you hold your head up high, and you say what you gotta say, and you leave. Never let anyone get you out of character, because that is proving their point.
Right.
And as a Black woman, like she said, we have to start somewhere, which most likely is always at the bottom. And people will take anything that you say and do and twist it. So always cover yourself. Make sure you stay with your head high and speak with facts and speak with confidence.
I've been very big on paper trails with these companies. Like, you have to keep, like, everything that you witness and everything that you experience, you have to keep a paper trail. Like, especially just being past just agent or just being past regular staffing, but you're now on the management team. So as on the management team and supervisor and, you know, assistant general managers, as a Black woman, it gets tougher. The spotlight is literally on you. I feel in a lot of these companies, they hire us, they look at our background and they're like, oh, okay, she went to a wonderful school, she made great grades, you know, she got a really strong background. You know, I'm in broadcasting, so I do a lot of media stuff on air. But when I have to pivot, I pivot into hospitality management because I'm good at that. So I do a lot of marketing for hotels and restaurants and different things like that. But I find it very challenging when they give that position to a Black woman in these companies. I don't feel trusted sometimes. I feel like my resume looks good for you to be like, oh, let her in. But when I'm in, I don't feel trusted. So what do you feel would set you off right now? Like, not being trusted in corporate as a Black woman? Not set you off, because I mean, I know you're not gonna crash out or anything, but like, what's your feelings like?
When it comes to that, I learned that even when that happens, you are your biggest critic and you are your biggest help. So it's up to you to decide how you're going to maneuver in that situation when you feel like you have the position, you got the position because you know you're qualified,
Right.
but you're being looked over, you're being studied. You just have to, like I said before, stay in your position, know who you are, and just continue moving forward. Back to being a Black lady, as being a Black woman, once again, you gotta start from the bottom. So it's going to be times where you are in higher management, or you may be starting low. It don't matter what position you are in, you will always be tried. It's sad to say, but that is true. You will always be tried.
You will always be tried.
And you just find the people who can continue to encourage you, which is most likely your family or other Black women who are around you who look like you. They are your encouragement. And there have been times where there are Black women who are, leaders, or who are a little above us, who still act like them, or other people. And when that happened, I don't blame them personally, because I understand that there are levels to it, and when you are pushed to become this hard person, and you have to have this demeanor, and you have to be tough, you take that with you on your whole journey. So I'm not upset, or I don't get upset when I meet other Black women who are in these positions and they are like that, because they had to be like that.
Right.
Now, when it comes to me, I believe my job now, as I'm climbing the ladder, is to support other Black women behind me and make sure they don't go through what I'm going through.
Absolutely.
And maybe my job now to take the criticism, to take the judgment, to take everything that I'm receiving now, to just make sure that my sisters behind me don't have to take it. So I believe you can always, complain and say this and this and this is happening to you, but if you're not willing to change the future, then there's no need to speak about your past.
Right. Miss Angel, what's your job title right now? I know it's marketing.
So right now I'm unemployed, but I have I was marketing. Marketing is my first concentration with my first degree, and then my second one is in real estate.
That's amazing.
So thank you.
Yeah.
I have a lot of experience working with business that really would call to me when I decided to go to school. It was business administration, and my goal in life is to own a business or to be a CEO. So I do want to, just grow the ladder, and just be the best person I can be in the role that I am without changing who I am.
Right. And I love that you're in your 20s early and you already pinpoint this stuff. I love this because you're already ahead of the game. I know you said it was marketing and everything. Give us an example of one of the experiences you may have kind of battled at your recent job.
I will say one example that was big to me was feeling like I was being gaslighted. Like I was being told that, yeah, this is happening to you, but you're being dramatic. And yeah, this had maybe been said to you, but you're taking it out of context. I know who I am as a person. I know how I feel. I know how someone else is making me feel. So there's never no question on that. So that is the biggest thing that I feel like has happened to me. Feeling like they do believe me, but I'm not worth the cause enough to take it a little higher. So that is the one that I just really stuck to me, and I just couldn't really shake from.
Right. That goes back to our feelings. It goes back to us just like we're trying to express. I don't know another way to express. I don't know another way to explain without looking like what I'm a liar or I'm frauds or whatever the case may be. I just literally don't know how to explain, okay, I like the job, but the hours. I mean, why am I hired to do only nights? You know, I am qualified to do mornings. I'm qualified to open. I'm qualified to get off at a decent time like everyone else. I have a degree. I have 2 degrees. So I'm qualified. You know what I mean? And it's like, that goes back to what we were talking about the other day when we said that degrees don't, they matter, but they really don't in a way, because it's who you know.
I'm glad you said it. It's the big thing. It's not what degree you have, what title you have, it's who you know. That is what gets you inside the door.
Right.
That is what is your stepping stone into your career. My advice to all students who are in school, especially your bachelor degree, connect. Always try to get at least maybe 2-3 professors to get that recommendation. Have some friends in college, because at the end of the day, we all have to grow up. We all have to get in our careers. And when you have these connections and when you need to use those connections, that is the most important part.
Right.
You just have to just grow within whatever society you are in, and just take what was given to you and run with it.
Right. A lot of people don't really know this about me, but I would have never been in North Carolina if it wasn't for my professors from the University of Alabama back in Tuscaloosa. So there is a lot of benefit in networking. Whether it's a higher market, because it's been I'm gonna be honest, again, I always say it's been a challenge for me. It's been a challenge to, you know, be up against people that are veterans in the game and been in the market 25 plus years, blah, blah, whatever. It's competitive because they want you to have 10 years of experience, 15 years of experience being on air. But I'm getting all my time, right? Because I've already been, and I'm going to keep doing, you know? But I'm just saying in general, like, it gets competitive and you get knocked down. This is one of those fields where you'll be up today and maybe a couple months you might be down. But I don't like it because I don't like that for the Black woman and for our Black culture, because it's not stability. We want stability. We want to be able to have things long term, right? We want to be able to come into a company and we're at this company, this is our passion. We love doing this, but we want to be able to be at our passion, our long-term jobs, 10 plus years as well. We don't want to be like, okay, well, how long were you here? Oh, I was only there for 3 months, 6 months. You know, it's sort of like a trend now, because I see a lot of Black women on YouTube and on TikTok, and they're always expressing how these jobs won't, you know, and they know that they're qualified, but then they'll put a time frame on them. They'll say, yeah, I'll get you in here. And then they'll give you 6 months. And like, I'm going to start clipping you right at the 5-month range. Like, you have to be very aware of like what you're pivoting in, what your focus is on, what you want your long term to look like. Because me personally, I stay in this because this is my dream, right? So, but if it wasn't, I would probably just, it's a lot of things I probably would have just kind of sacrificed by now.
And intimidation is the highest form of flattery. So even though we have these degrees, we work hard, somebody will always be intimidated because of who you are, because of how comfortable you are in yourself. My degree, my second degree, like she said, if it wasn't for me actually talking to one of my advisors and actually like going to our career field, I would have never went to school for free.
Right.
My master's degree, it was a full ride. And that is because of me, you know, going to these events and speaking to people and learning about the opportunities that were provided to me by my HBCU. So you always have to just take that leap of faith and just go for it. Right. As long as you try to think and try to figure out what you want to do, you will never do anything. You just have to figure it out, go for what you want, and jump into it.
And jump right into it.
And sometimes it doesn't work, but that is okay. That is okay. We are 20 something, we are 30 something, we are 40 something, we are 50 something, but life doesn't stop
It does
after
not stop.
these years. So just continue to be who you are, be comfortable in yourself, be that black woman, be that woman, just be you. Be you. And allow yourself to fail. If you don't fail, then there's no point of progress, because progress comes from not being able to do what you wanted to do first.
Right.
And sometimes it is a blessing in disguise when something doesn't work out, because you never know.
Yeah.
One day you may get fired one day, and the next day you got the position you really wanted.
Yep.
So
that's how God works.
Yes.
Too. He works in mysterious ways. I agree 100%. Be true to yourself. Be yourself. Like, I noticed that when the pandemic hit and I was in the broadcasting thing and things started going left for me, I started pivoting. I started creating my own YouTube channel. I started getting out there networking and talking and doing whatever I needed to do to keep myself in the same field. You just, it's one of those things as a black culture. You gotta have something to own and to fall back on, and you just have to have something to get out there and be in the field with them, because obviously they'll find anything. They'll find the way you speak. They'll find your hair. They'll find the way you style your hair. They'll find the way you dress. I've had jobs to let me go because of box braids. I don't know if you've ever experienced that before, but yeah, I've had box braids before, and I've had a job to resign me for that. I still to this day don't understand why. When I had my hair straight and pressed, it was a different approach.
Wow. But it happens. So when it happens, if it does happen to you, I'm not going to say don't be shocked, but just remember that other people had this same thing probably happening to them. And it's not okay, because I'm not going to say it is okay, but take that and grow from it. I've been places where we have tried to sit down and eat somewhere, or just try to do like a takeout or something, and it's full of people, it's crowded, and we're a group of black people, and they're just like, yeah, we don't do takeout, we don't do that. And I'm just like, but there's people around me who is literally ordering. So it happens, and it's not okay. It's just up to the people who are next to change it. And if you're willing to be that soldier, if you're willing to put in the hard work, you'll get anywhere you want to get at in life. No matter the obstacle. If Beyonce is having troubles and she's Beyonce, who am I?
Snap.
Come on.
What do you think about language, like speech, language? Like, what do you think about the black culture, women and men using like the way they speak?
So I've seen it, because for me, being from Charleston, South Carolina, we do have an accent. I am able to code switch a little. I've learned a lot, so I'm able to switch it up. But I've seen from my own eyes, like, I'm already being judged based off of how I look, because I'm very comfortable in my black skin. I'm very pro-black. I wear my natural hair every chance I get.
Beautiful.
I don't mind wearing no makeup. It's me. That's how I give myself to people. So with me looking like this and also having an accent, it does change things, even though it's already been shooken, because it makes people look at you like, yeah, she's dumb, or yeah, she doesn't know what she's talking about, or yeah, she is but she looks like, and that is never the case.
I can agree with you on that, because I'm from Alabama. They say I'm country. They say Atlanta people are country as well. They say that, like, they keep saying, like, what'd you say, but you heard me. You know what I mean? You heard me loud and clear.
Exactly.
You know exactly what I mean. You know exactly how I felt. And I feel like the language whole barrier thing is like, it's one of those reasons where you're not from here, so you know you're not. And they're like, they'll use like where I'm from to like kind of make it to where it's like I'm not speaking professionally. I have a lot of slang too. I mean, I sometimes speak the way I would think, or maybe like
I speak how I.
but that's not how I
sometimes,
write
yeah.
most of the time. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I feel you know what I mean. You hired me, and that's another thing. I'm just like,
I would say, before I was able to learn how to really code switch a little, in school one day I would never forget. I was in an Uber, and I was just speaking, and the person was like, "Oh, are you Geechee? Do you speak Geechee?" And sometimes people ask me that. I just laugh sometimes
Right.
because that is my dialect from Charleston. It's called Geechee Gullah. So when people know about it, it really do make me laugh sometimes. But I was like, yeah, I am, and I was like, but I'm trying to. At the time, I didn't like it because it just made me stand out from a lot of people because of how I talk, and my voice is very soft. So I was like, yeah, I don't like it, and I was like, I want to learn how to like switch my language or speak a little different or take some type of like public speaking class. And she was like, you should never do that. Stand in who you are.
Right.
She was like, your dialect, a lot of people will kill for. A lot of people love how you speak. A lot of people love Geechee Gullah. There are people out here who knows about it. She was like, stand in who you are and be who you are.
Right.
And ever since then, I was able to learn to love how I talk, learn to love my culture, and never forget back home, because you can never do that. Never forget where you come from, because it makes you who you are tomorrow.
Absolutely. That is, I stand on that. I stand on never forgetting where I come from. Like I'm from the Ridge Crest of Montgomery, Alabama. That's like the hood. I always tell people like I'm from the hood. Like my mom and dad, my dad worked his butt off. My mom worked her butt off until they both retired. But my dad, he still got work and everything. But they made sure me and my brothers and sisters was great. So like we never lacked on anything, and we never carried ourselves. Even being from the projects, we never carried ourselves like that. They always raised us to like speak well, ask what you want, be talented, and also be a leader. I've always been a leader. I've always been outgoing. If it's a dance team, cheer team, I'm going for it because I want it. And I don't think when I get into these companies and stuff, I'm like, I'm speaking the way I was raised. I'm still the same girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna get the job done for you. So I just think a lot of it in the corporate industry for Black women, I think that they're just belittling our professionalism every chance they get. Like no matter if we dress up in a suit today and our hair is in a bun, it's still something. Like, why are you not smiling? You know, we smiling all day. It's not that much to be happy about. You know, it's just always some type of low blow.
You
but
can really be right.
Right. I have reached a point, and I'm gonna be honest, on my YouTube channel today, I have reached a point where it does not bother me. Arguments with friends, relationships, and jobs used to always bother me. I'm to a point now where it does not bother me. I know that if I'm having a relationship argument with someone, that means the money is low. The funds somewhere is not right, right? If I'm falling out with friends, it's because there is some type of envy, line drawn between us. It's something, whether I hate what you got or you hate what I got. Job wise, I realized that it's not the job for me. It's not the job.
And that's what you really have to
You
look
gotta
at.
look at. You got the perspective. You have to change it.
You have to look at it like your perspective can change so quickly when it comes to how you're being treated, and never second guess it, because how someone is treating you is how they're treating you.
Right.
And when you decide to make that change and say, hey, I'm no longer going to deal with this and this and this and this, that's you putting yourself first.
Absolutely.
Never second question that, because at the end of the day, you only have me, myself, and I. And it's your job to bring people around you who are just alike you, because at the end of the day, when you continue to climb this ladder, when you continue to grow, you want to have people on your shoulder who can hype you when you're down,
Right.
who can fill the void when you're feeling like you have nothing left.
Yeah.
It's all about having a circle and having a village. My mom always used to tell me that a village is how you raise your child just in case you need somebody,
Absolutely.
in case you need that help, because you can't do it all on your own. Yes, you are your own savior. Yes, when something happens, you have to be the one to pat yourself on the back.
Right.
But when it comes to a point where you feel like you can't shake it, or you can't remove her how you used to, that is where your village come into play.
Right.
And
I needed that.
And being a Black woman, that is what you need, especially in corporate America.
You definitely need a village. You are dealing with and battling with so much through the 8 hours of your day at work. You don't want to come home to unsupport, right? I do believe in a village. My mom and dad has been the best parents. They have had my back. I'm not afraid to say I'm in my 30s and they have had my back, simply because I've got friends, but they haven't really been there, right? And I'm being honest. And the relationships that I've established, they've always just been like very, very, what's the word for it? Not culture, but just very, nobody was not trying to invest in support, you know? So it's kind of like, and I know everybody don't want to hear this because I get tired of relationship podcasts. I hate that. It's so cliche, right? But our Black men don't be by our sides. And I'm going to just, last but not least, I got to put this in there. We working fully out, 40 hours plus a week, dealing with a company, right? We don't know what we're going to get at work. Then we got to come home to somehow. Some have good men, and I salute all the women with good men out there. I clock it. Clock it.
Congratulations, boo.
Okay? Because you got it. You got it. But if you are literally trying to pour into your career and invest in someone and build with someone, and they continue to just let you down because they're not where you are, or they're not ready to be where you are, it's just so, it's like,
sad.
It's so sad. You got to go back to work and still hustle, right? But you don't even have someone that you can kind of like just face-to-face talk to that's not already talking to someone else. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves right now. Like, having all of this, being very intellectual, having really great friends that I can call, like Angel, and like all my other friends who I can bring on my podcast and support me. And don't get me wrong when I say that corporate America for Black women in North Carolina and Charlotte period is almost like a little bit of racism, but not too much. But it's like, I've met some really good people here to distinguish whether somebody's being weird towards me or not.
I agree.
So I've met some really good people here. I'm gonna say that again. But I have actually experienced some of the things where I have to talk about. Somebody got to know. And I'm glad I had Angel here today with me to share this information. It hasn't really been easy for the Black woman in corporate in North Carolina, trying to be on air and all of these things. And don't get me wrong, I've been fighting. I've made it, right? I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I feel like we've made it. Whether we're unemployed or we're employed, we made it. And it has not been easy. But I will just close out with saying, Black men and Black women, we need each other, y'all.
Help each other mainly.
I mean, baby, can you help me?
Please.
Because ain't nobody trying to be flexed up. I travel. I'm going to enjoy my life because I don't have any kids. I'm going to save my money and I'm going to work. But I do not need you stepping off in my life with all that.
I agree.
Like, come on, baby. Let's either build and get it on and popping so we can have bills paid for your stuff and my stuff and we can catch the next flight. Or you can keep living in dysfunction. And I'm not trying to be in dysfunction. I'm not even trying to be against you. But there's a lot of white men in North Carolina that be on me. I'm not even being on I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
As a black woman looking like Zoe Saldana, ain't no
Exactly.
racism or nothing, but I'm just saying, I want my black men.
Yes.
I want my black man.
Mm-hmm.
I want my black husband.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I want my black kids.
Yes. Yes. Heavy.
Heavy on it.
And before we close, I do want to say that it is okay if you're not where you want to be.
Yeah.
It's okay if you're still home with your parents. Honestly, do that.
Yeah.
Because how time is right now.
Oh, of course.
Stay home.
Stop letting social
as much
media.
as possible.
Yeah.
Yes. Do not let social media be the dictator of how you move. Because you can be watching somebody who is driving your dream car, living your dream apartment, and they have nothing.
They have nothing.
So don't compete with other people, compete with yourself. Be your own competitor, because when you start looking at yourself and seeing how you can upgrade yourself, you won't be watching anybody else.
Right.
So be your number one supporter, be your savior, and just make sure you have that village that can help you grow in every step of the way, whether it's law school, whether you want to be a nurse, whether you want to be a mechanic, whether you want to be an engineer, you want to go into business.
Absolutely.
Continue to just grow into you. Do those internships. If you have to do the early career programs, continue looking on these sites, get those recommendations. Go to grad school if you can.
Get an advisor.
Get an advisor. Go if you can. Trade. Get a trade. Trades are really, really good right now, because you always will need a plumber. You always will need an electrician. You will always need these jobs. So just have these ideas and go for it.
It's funny you say that, because it's funny you say that. We do need more black. I listen, black men, we need you back in that yard.
Yes, I love a man that
We need
can.
you back. We need you back fixing those cars.
Who can what the thing is when they with the grass, who can mow the grass.
Right,
I love a man who's outside.
I love a man that
listen.
can cook.
Yes.
Because my baby is gonna be a chef.
Yes, go to culinary school. Do something. You got it, and it's okay. It's okay. If it doesn't work out the first time, it's okay.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Miss Angel, we thank you so much for joining the Raven Good Show and speaking about Black women in corporate. We are very powerful, from the hair to the brain to the body to the appearance to the professionalism. We have it all, guys. We just can't let nobody take our magic. And so we're gonna cheers to that. Miss Angel, tell them where they can find you. Hashtag.
You can find me at That Girl Linnea, and it's spelled Lanea on Instagram or TikTok.
Hey, well, thank you again, and we will be back soon. Until next time, guys.